Good news, good news, good news. This is yori yori for me. This is what I call yori yori. You know, when Chelsea is winning, this is what I call yori yori. This is where I stand up and say yori yori. The news coming out of Cobham training ground is that Chelsea have thrashed Crawley Town 7-0. 7-0. The scorers are João Pedro with a hat-trick, Cole Palmer with a brace, and Estabao with a brace. Our new boy, Marco Prestra, had 2 assists, and Labia with another. And this is something that tells a lot about what have been happening in the training. We have been seeing the boys training with Alonso all these days, and we have been thinking this is a sign of seriousness. There's something like a fire burning inside them, and this is a good one. Yeah, let's keep that aside. I want to talk briefly about Enzo Fernández. Let's talk about Enzo Fernández. And after Real Madrid released a statement that nothing have been happening between them and the player or Chelsea, it seemed like the rumors have died. But I have this feeling, and I would like to add my voice to the people who are trying to come up with some suggestions or some ideas about how this situation could be handled. Let me say, we have examples of players who have been trying to force their way out of the club, to play for the clubs that they think are of their dreams. One of them is Courtois. You remember Courtois? Courtois left to Real Madrid. We also have Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard is someone that you may think that Eden Hazard is our legend, but he was so obsessed with Real Madrid that it could not look good. He left, and he have been talking about it before going. Now, there are people saying, let's give Enzo Fernández a chance. Let's build a relation, give him contract. Let him build a relation with the coach, with the fans, with the management, so that he can play. He's a good midfielder. I agree, he's a good midfielder. But there are 2 sides to the coin. One is that Fernández is obsessed with Real Madrid. And Real Madrid were not able to pay £120 million for him. This is my assumption. And this is what everyone can induce from the situation. They were not able to pay. That's why they withdraw. Again, this thing may come back next season or next transfer window, and we will lose Enzo Fernández at a time when we needed him. We may lose him at a time we need him. That's the point. Another thing is, Bluco, the owners of Chelsea, have been very tricky in terms of money. We have seen the example with the Rudiger. We also have seen example with Mason Mount. Let's try to keep aside the Rudiger, but let's talk about Mason Mount. Mason Mount, I have to realize it after 1 year that Mason was not willing to go, but he was trying to negotiate a contract, but the owners were not able to meet his demands, and they were even trying to push him away because he was trying to bring in enough money. You see? And the kind of project that they are doing or they are trying to implement may not be matching with some of the players that are trying to win trophies. So how do you see this situation? How do you see this situation? These are the 2 things we need to investigate before we talk about Enzo Fernández, Chelsea. Let's see.